What if your home and even the food on your plate was quietly sabotaging your health in ways you didn't even imagine? Welcome to the Green Living Now podcast, where we cut through the noise and help you live cleaner, healthier, and more consciously without the overwhelm. I'm Amy Tedisco, Green Living mentor, organic farmer, speaker, and holistic health advocate. With over 30 years of experience helping people detox their lives one step at a time. Each week, I bring you powerful conversations, surprising truths, and actionable tips to help you ditch the toxins, embrace sustainable living, and feel your best naturally. Imagine being allergic to everything: food, water, the smells in the air, you name it. That was Carol's reality back in 2003. Doctors gave up, but thankfully she didn't. What happened next wasn't just healing, it was a miracle. And it started with a mysterious message and a long forgotten natural remedy. Stay tuned.
In 2003, I was given up for dead, sent home to die. I was allergic to everything that you could think of. Anything cooked, any food, I would have a reaction that would take my blood pressure 290 over 190 within seconds and go into anaphylactic shock.
Good grief.
And the hospital didn't know what to do with me. So it was Christmas Eve, and the doctor was going to release me. And she said, let me hold you over one more day. And within a few minutes, I went into cardiac arrest, was rushed to intensive care. And once they got me stable, everybody left the room. And I was, praying, God, please don't take me. I have 8 children, and the ICU room window was equal footing to the parking lot, and my children could see me through the window.
Oh, wow.
And I just kept saying, Lord, don't take me now.
Right. Can I just ask you how old you were then?
I was still in my 40s, I think.
Okay. And had you had health problems up until that point?
No, all of a sudden I started having allergy reactions
So out of nowhere, you
out of
started
nowhere.
having allergic reactions and you couldn't eat food.
And I couldn't eat food, couldn't even use the plastic burn off of the IV tube. I reacted to the IV tubing.
Oh
I
my gosh.
reacted to smells,
And had
fragrance.
you been exposed to anything toxic prior to this?
I had no idea.
Okay. Because I was immediately
Yeah.
wondering, was this a chemical sensitivity reaction to something that had happened to you
Well,
prior?
what the Western medicine did not figure out,
Yep.
let's put it that way.
Yep.
They did not test me for alkalinity or acidity. And it
Huh.
turned out at the alternative location that I found, I was hyperacidic.
Huh.
And I don't
Hyperacidic.
know
Okay.
why
Okay.
it happened, but there was a hyperacidity, and that was causing the reactions.
Hmm.
And so when the hospital released me, or going to release me, so that night after my prayer, I heard these words audibly, a
Mm.
deep male voice saying, "Coach at the cellular level."
That's so wild.
I'm
And
looking around, there's nobody in the hallway,
nobody
nobody
in
in
the
my
room.
room. I had no idea what that was about. I didn't understand it, but I heard it.
Yeah.
And the next day, when they got me stable, the doctors decided to release me.
So wait, they released you after you had cardiac arrest the day before
Yeah. Yeah, they said there was nothing they could do for me.
because they couldn't figure out what was going
They
on. So they
couldn't
just
figure out what's
sent
going
you
on.
home?
They just sent me home.
Oh my word. Okay.
So I was
Yikes.
terrified, right?
Understandably.
I was terrified, and I was terrified to try to eat anything because I kept
Yeah.
reacting to everything. It didn't
And so
matter.
you said when you would eat anything, your blood pressure would spike up to a
90
crazy
over
high
190.
level.
Yeah.
Wow.
If
Okay.
I
So
smell anything,
smell would do that too?
smell would do. If I touch something that was not, yeah.
So did you go home into one particular room that was free of scents and that sort of thing? Or
So
what did you do?
when I ultimately I laid on the couch and just went in my bedroom.
Okay.
And then when it was time for anybody to eat anything, I would go downstairs.
Yeah, so you didn't have to smell the food.
So I didn't have to smell the food.
And then what about even washing your hands with soap? Was that a problem too?
I could wash, but I wasn't using any soaps.
Okay, so you could use water,
I
but
could
no
use water,
soaps.
but no
So
soap.
you weren't showering with shampoos or any of the stuff that
No,
you used to do.
nothing.
Okay, so this went on for 96 days
96 days is
and
what
you just drank water.
and prayer and reading
And
the
prayer.
Bible. And I can tell you for a fact
Yep.
that reading the Bible and absorbing the word
Mm-hmm.
made me feel full.
That is wild. Okay. Because just surviving on water alone, there couldn't possibly have been nutrients enough to keep you going that long, right? From a Western
No,
medical perspective.
no, not
So
from
this
us.
was definitely kind of a
And it's a
supernatural.
and it's a master detox. All these
Oh gosh,
chemicals that I
yes.
was being bombarded with at the hospital on top of it.
Right.
Now you're in a huge detox. So that was crazy.
Yeah. So you had this message, coach from the cellular level, and at what point did you figure out what that meant?
My mom died when I was in my 20s. So I understood what it would be like not to have a mom.
Okay.
And I had 8 children
Right.
and the pretty wide age span of children. And so I'm thinking to myself, what's my last lesson to teach my kids
Mm,
that will help them get past what I personally experienced in
right.
a lot of losses? And it was helping somebody else.
Mm.
So I got my kids all together and I said, you need to go out and help somebody.
Oh, wow.
Because when you're helping somebody else and you're helping them with their dream, right? You're not focused on your own.
Exactly.
What?
Yes, and you had a quote that you sent to me about holding on to somebody else's dream if you didn't have one
Yeah,
until you developed your own.
exactly. And that's what I
That's
did.
really cool.
So when I gave them the directive to go out and find somebody to help, they were all different ages. The very next day, I'm flipping through the radio stations and I hit a radio station I never listened to and I didn't even know existed. And I heard the words coach at the cellular level
On the radio?
on the radio and a phone number. That's all I heard.
So this corresponded to what you heard that last time in the hospital.
Correct.
And this is how much later than that? How long?
This was
A few months or
a
something?
few weeks,
Few
no,
weeks.
a few weeks, yeah, a few weeks, maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks at
Okay.
the most.
Okay. So you
And
hear on the radio, coach at the cellular level, and then there was a phone
phone
number
number.
to call?
And I called and it was for an alternative health institute near my home, which I
Oh,
never
no
even knew was.
way. Oh,
And it
wow.
and so anyways, to talk to this doctor for 30 minutes, it was $1,200.
Holy mackerel.
Yeah.
And you didn't
And
know who this doctor was or know anything about them?
I just heard those words and I felt called.
Absolutely, given
So
what you
my
had heard at the
daughter,
hospital.
my oldest, who became the midwife of our family practice, she did a fundraiser for me because we had spent all of our money on trying what's wrong with me.
Yeah, yeah.
So she did a fundraiser and I went and spoke with, and that's the first time I heard about creation therapy, about
Creation.
bioelectrical charge, that our
Okay.
body's electric and we are not ever focusing on the electric system and
Okay.
the foods that we eat that cause electrical charge to restore the different organs and cells in our body.
Mm-hmm.
So he had a way to measure how much electricity I had in my body,
Okay.
and my electrical charge was really, really low, extremely low.
And so what's a normal electrical charge for a human body?
I don't know, but each organ is different. I sent you a little video because
Yeah, I was starting to watch that, but then I wanted to actually talk to you before I finished it because I don't want it to influence me because I figure everyone that's listening hasn't seen it yet, and so I wanted
so
to come from that perspective. But so let me just understand this topic of we're all energy is
yes,
one thing, right? But we also have an electrical charge. Is that a separate thing?
every cell has electricity in it.
Okay.
Every cell is electrical.
Okay.
It has to.
Okay.
And what I learned is that your heart, what happens when the heart goes, right?
Right. And
They
that's why they
give
do EKGs because they're measuring the electrical charge of the heart, correct?
correct, correct.
Okay.
And
Okay. So
so
every cell has an electrical charge, and obviously, therefore, every organ,
every organ,
skin,
yeah.
etc. Okay.
So the interesting thing about learning on how to tap into creation therapy
Mm-hmm.
and the value of that is when you're tapping into life force energy.
Mm-hmm. The
So the
one thing I can relate to that, well, not the one thing, but a thing I can relate to that on is because we live and grow organic food on this farm, there is a huge difference that I've noticed when people pick something off a plant and eat it right away. That electrical life energy is present that is not often present when it's in the store and then therefore on your plate. Okay, so that's an interesting connection that I can see,
true because you have raw food, you have
right?
raw living food, and you have, just dead cooked food.
So yeah, so let's talk about those three things just to define what that means.
So like you just said, if you walked up to the apple and it's still attached to the tree, it has
Yep,
electricity going to it.
right,
If you take it off, then it is raw. It has enzymes.
right.
If you cook it, it
Yep.
has no life force energy, and dead food makes dead people.
Okay.
Living food is life force energy for your cells and makes you
Okay.
a living person. Raw food has enzymes that support your body, but it's not creating the electrical charge. So
Okay. You have an apple that you've picked off a tree.
no, you
How
have the apple to the tree, still attached to the tree.
still attached. It's got the life energy, but then how do you eat it
Well,
and
if
get
you
that life energy?
it's just an example. If
Oh,
you
okay.
to a tree
Right,
and you
right.
get it, it has
Yes.
life force energy attached to it. Right.
So I get the raw part. Tell me more about the living food.
When the tree has its root system, right, and
Yep.
the energy is flowing, it's the
Yep.
give and the take, there's life going,
Mm-hmm.
continuum of a life flowing too.
Right.
We were given that as in Genesis, we were given the fruits and the vegetables
Right.
as a way, but it was attached at the beginning.
Okay.
So once you remove it, right? Like you
Mm-hmm.
said, just pick it, eat the green bean.
Right.
It does have a total difference. But
Yes.
when we go to being shelf ready at the stores, what
Right.
we get,
Right.
then it has enzymes.
Right.
And we have enzyme bank accounts. When we're born, our
Mm.
enzyme bank account is full.
Yes.
But when we eat, if you take the palm of your hand,
Yep.
we eat sprouts.
Yep.
That's enzymes and living
Right,
energy.
because you've got the potential of that plant in the sprout. You've woken the seed up through
Yeah.
watering it. Okay.
And it's going.
Okay.
It will grow, right? It'll
Right.
continue
Right.
growing as long as you keep the environment that it needs to nurture it.
Right. Right.
But then if we just take broccoli,
Yep.
that's just raw.
Right. With the enzymes. And
With
unless you eat it right off the plant, you don't get that electrical energy, that life energy.
correct.
Okay.
Now, if we cook the broccoli, it really doesn't have any value.
So some like Ayurveda would say that certain foods need to be cooked in order to become more bioavailable. And I know that, I've played with different diets over the years. I've tried raw foods, I've tried eating, more living foods. I definitely still eat cooked foods. Is it not different for each person and their physiology in your belief, or is it everybody should be eating living foods, or how do you?
You should have a combination, right?
Okay.
Let's just be real.
Yeah,
And
yeah, exactly. How do you live in the world and only eat one way?
correct.
Yeah.
It's not possible, and most people aren't in the situation I was in, right?
Correct, right. So if you're in a life-threatening situation, you
Yeah,
can't eat anything. You discover this
this
seed
seed
milk.
milk.
Okay, so let's talk about that.
So we're going back to the principles of if you took one seed
Yep.
and put it in a test tube of with distilled water,
Hmm.
and you test the water 12 hours later, everything that that seed needs to become a healthy plant is
Yep.
now in the water of the test tube.
And so the reason it needs the distilled water is particularly to draw that out?
No, it
No.
is to protect the germination process
Oh, okay.
so that there's
Nothing else is added.
nothing else is added and nothing's there to kill it. So
Oh,
chlorine,
oh,
fluoride,
right.
they're there to kill and destroy
What
tiny.
about well water? If you had well water without those
I have
kinds of
well.
contaminants?
It's just the example,
Okay.
right?
So it doesn't
Because
have to be distilled, but it has to be free of any kind of toxic chemicals for
correct,
sure.
correct.
Okay, gotcha.
So the point is that somewhere in those 12 hours inside the seed itself,
Yep.
it went into cellular division. Life
Oh,
force energy ignited. So you have
okay.
the sperm and the ovum
Yep.
impregnate, and then we have cellular division.
Okay.
The same time that those happen in the human, it happens in creation therapy.
Interesting.
It is the same frequency vibration of creation.
Wow. So I think I know where you're going with this. Does it restore us back to that time by taking that into our bodies? Ooh,
So
cool.
when you're
Okay.
it's made up of four seeds, right?
Yeah,
And
which are the four? I think you
it,
told me before
it's
when we spoke.
it's flax, sesame, pumpkin, and sunflower.
And
Now,
how did those four get selected?
because they're specific for the needs of the cell,
Okay.
the Nobel Prize article written after I'd been teaching it for years, but each cell needs specific things.
Okay.
What happens with these four seeds, they're antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal, antiparasitic,
Mm-hmm.
and they have the life force energy. So when
Okay.
you have these four seeds, it's a combination
Right, of all
that
that you
is
need.
like equal to breastfeeding.
Wow.
The breast milk components
Gotcha.
are in nature's way of breast milk.
Right. So only 12 hours is needed?
Only 12 hours to start the germination period.
Okay, so you soak it for longer than that.
You soak it for 12 hours in a minimum of
Oh,
12 hours.
okay.
Okay.
So anything after 12 hours, you're good?
It's good. Yeah.
It's not like more is better, 24 is not better than 12.
No, you can soak the seeds, and each seed has its own enzyme inhibitor.
Right.
The enzyme inhibitors, they are toxin to us and other plants, animals, and things. So when you're soaking the seeds, you cannot have that conflict
Right. So how do
within
you get rid
the
of that?
soaking. So you are careful to soak each seed separately.
Okay, so you soak each seed by itself, but doesn't that seed's enzyme inhibitor get into the water?
For the one, it will soak, it'll release the enzyme inhibitors,
Yep.
and it'll go into the water, and the water will turn colors.
Okay.
They'll turn brown or green or whatever.
Okay.
They have to be rinsed off before we consume them.
Oh, so we're eating the seeds. We're not drinking the water?
No, we're not drinking the water at all.
Oh, okay. So we're sprouting the seed, we're pouring off the water after 12 hours, and then
Rinsing
we
it and we're
rinse,
rinsing them,
rinse the seed, and then you eat them.
and then you would blend them.
Oh, that's where the milk part gets into it.
That's where
Okay, I see.
that's where you're opening up in tapping
Ah,
into the bioelectrical charge.
okay.
So the flaxseed water is the catalyst that carries the oxygen to the cell.
Oh, okay. And are we talking equal amounts of all of the seeds, or is there?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Unless you have a health challenge, a serious health challenge, then three times more flax. You have
Okay.
3 times more oxygen. Oxygen is a very big
Oh,
purifier in the
okay.
cell, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And we create 8, 10 billion baby cells, stem cells every day. Would you give it steak and potatoes?
Probably not.
No.
So, don't we lose, or the amount of stem cells that we are born with, don't they start to decrease as far as activity as we get older?
Anytime an old cell that has serviced us
Right?
goes away, we have a new one to replace it.
Because I've heard people talk about by the time we're 30, we only have half the stem cells awake that we were born with, and by the time we're 60, there's only 10%. Is that not
It's not
what you've?
true.
Oh,
Cut yourself and see how fast that heals itself. Those are all
yeah.
stem cells repairing.
Interesting.
So now you've created this drink that you put it through the Vitamix within 30 seconds, no more, because you don't
Okay.
want to destroy
Right.
the bioelectrical
So
charge.
you're putting the seeds in that are soaked and rinsed with how much water?
It would be according to a measurement of a cup of
Yep.
water per seed.
1 cup
So
of water per
if
seed.
you're using a third of a cup, right?
Yep.
I prefer that we use all of the flax seed water.
Okay.
So because the flaxseed water is the most important, it's an essential
Mhm.
fatty acid for all your cells.
Okay. And it's got the oxygen that it's putting in back into our blood and body.
Yes, it's an amazing sequence. For anybody with a health challenge, use a cup and a third of flax.
Okay.
So that's about equal to 6 cups of distilled water.
So if you take a cup and a third of the soaked and rinsed flax and you're combining that with about 6 cups of water,
Yeah, 4 times a cup and one
right,
third.
4 times, right. So that's how you get six. And then that's just 30 seconds in the Vitamix and then it's ready
They all have to be blended together. You have to have the flaxseed and the other three.
at the
These
same
other three
time.
have been rinsed, all thrown into the Vitamix, and you
Okay.
must use a Vitamix
Oh,
because
okay.
Vitamix is a high RPM, but it
Okay.
doesn't destroy
Oh, like a Cuisinart would destroy
bioelectrical
them.
charge.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So let's say you have 2 cups of combined all four seeds.
Hmm.
Are you doing 4 times that in water?
You need the flaxseed water, utilizing the flaxseed, and you would add a little bit more. You want it to look kind of like ice cream smoothie,
Oh, so it's pretty thick.
that consistency. Then you
Okay,
have
so
to
you,
separate the liquid from the pulp.
oh, you have, okay. So wait, let me make sure I understand this. So we've got, let's say, a cup and a third of the flax,
Right. And a
and
third of a cup
then
of the others.
a third a cup of the others. Okay. And then the 6 cups of water,
Mhm.
30 seconds in the Vitamix. Okay.
Now you have to
That,
separate the liquid from the pulp.
okay.
Now we're looking at the absorption and we're looking at the gut health. All right.
Okay.
So if you left the pulp in and you went into the digestive system, now switch over to the thinking of electricity.
Okay.
If your electricity wiring is
Yep.
going this way and there's a heavy coating and there's distance, it's thicker, it has resistance to get where it needs to go.
Okay.
By removing the pulp, you're down to the fine part of what
Gotcha.
you need because this reaches in the fineness, it reaches every cell within 15 minutes in every cell of the body.
Wow. Okay.
And it lights up like a Christmas tree.
And how did you learn this? Oh, from the $1,200 an hour guy or
Yeah,
gal.
I ended up becoming a patient and then I became an instructor.
Okay, gotcha.
I was there 6.5 years.
Wow.
So I
So,
had my first seed milk
yeah. And what happened?
in April and I had no reaction. I learned that we are not allergic to foods with bioelectrical charge.
So anything that's been created in this way of soaking this, well, is it all just seeds or are
No,
we talking
no.
about
You know,
other foods?
sprouts,
Okay.
anything with life force energy in it,
Okay.
you're not allergic to it.
Right. Oh, interesting.
And because it's at a frequency and a vibration, electrical charge, and it's in alignment with creation.
And I'm assuming organic, not conventional, right? We don't want those extra
Yeah, we
chemicals.
want organic
Okay.
because they've been given to us to
Yeah.
help restore us
Yeah.
and maintain us and give us life.
Okay.
And the
Okay. So
long
you had your first drink,
April 4th and
no reaction.
2023 and no reaction.
Okay. So
And
what happened from
within
then?
within 2 weeks, my blood pressure issues stopped. My allergy reactions. I wasn't having these spikes.
So had you on the water for 96 days, you were still having this up and down blood pressure and all this kind of
Oh,
stuff? You
yeah, when I was
were.
in the water.
So
I
even
was
just on plain water.
just on plain water.
Wow. Okay.
So once I learned about the seed milk and I started experiencing it, by June 9th, we're on vacation in Spokane, Washington. By November 9th, we're celebrating Christmas
Hmm.
and Thanksgiving.
Right.
And the only thing I did was start doing seed milk,
Exclusively seed milk, or did you eat food
exclusively
too
seed milk for me at first.
at first? Okay. And then
Yeah.
you were able to start adding food back in.
No,
No.
I only added a recipe that I have called avocado soup.
Oh, okay.
And that is all, it's more of a raw living.
Okay.
So I would have a big glass of seed milk like this. It lasts you, interesting enough, it looks like it could last you all day long.
Right.
And sometimes it did. But if your
Right.
body is repairing and restoring,
You'll drink a lot of it
you'll
at
drink a
once.
lot of it.
Yeah.
Now, the reason is when we're creating these new stem cells, they have not been given a directive of where the stem cell needs to go.
Yep.
So when you drink the seed milk,
Yep.
it nourishes the stem cell. The stem cell is then told by your body what needs to be repaired.
Oh, interesting.
And then it becomes a kidney cell, it comes
Yeah.
a muscle cell, it comes a lung cell, and it then goes and repairs and restores whatever needs repairing and restoring.
How cool.
So, yes, it is extremely cool.
Wow.
And so, if people had tumors, the tumors would shrink. And the only thing that's going on when we're off kilter with
Mm,
whatever label we've been given,
right.
it's like a little 2-year-old throwing a temper tantrum to say, I don't have what I need to
Oh,
maintain my health.
interesting. Okay.
And
That
so
makes sense.
people think cancer cells are a pain in the butt.
Right.
They're just these little kids crying and saying, I need more
Yeah.
and I need the right more.
Right. And so how long of drinking seed milk until you felt sort of back to normal?
I guess I was feeling pretty much normal when I went to Hawaii.
Oh, wow. Cool. And how long
It
was
was
that
nine
from when you
months.
started? 9 months. Okay.
It took 9 months and we were traveling.
Okay.
Because when I would travel before, I was still leery of being exposed to fumes.
Sure. Yeah.
So when I was flying to Spokane, there was a stewardess and she had really, really cheap perfume on.
Ooh. Oh,
And we're
yeah.
in a closed plane.
Yeah.
And so I asked my husband because I had a particles mask that I could have,
Oh,
a really high quality particles mask
yep.
that you'd wear for hazmat, right?
Oh, I see. Okay.
So I
But you
pulled
could
it out
still
and I put
smell
it,
that perfume through it.
no, you can't smell it through that.
Oh, you
No,
couldn't through that.
no,
Okay,
no,
that's
this
good.
is this is a hazmat one. It's a
Okay,
high density. And
gotcha.
so I put it on because I didn't want my blood pressure to go 290 over 190.
Totally understand
I
that.
was afraid of it. And so the stewardess came up to me and said, You're scaring the fellow
Oh,
passengers.
Oh my gosh.
And she goes, "Can you take the mask off?" And I said, "No." And she said, "Why?" I said, "Because there's somebody who decided to put a cheap perfume on a sealed airplane, and I have reactions."
Yeah.
She goes, "Well, who did that?" I said, "You did."
Oh, no way. She didn't
She
even
goes,
realize?
I'm a nurse." I said, "You should have known better."
Wow. Yeah. I mean, all perfumes, unless there's
Yeah,
something out of pure essential oils, are going to have
something.
toxic synthetic stuff in them.
Yeah. And so
Wow. Okay. So did people back
she,
off at that point?
yeah, she left me alone.
Okay, good. And no spikes of blood pressure on
No,
that
no
flight.
spikes. No. And
Good.
everything was fine. We ended up flying to Hawaii, and slowly but slowly, you know, I got better and better. And
Oh, that's great.
obviously, I didn't die. I'm still here.
Clearly. Thank
But
goodness.
for me, it was like a heart issue, right? And
Yeah.
I know that all these people are in the hospital and in these cardiac wards,
Yeah.
and they're missing a key component.
Exactly. And they have no understanding in Western medicine about this kind of stuff.
No.
And the doctor that you spoke with is that person related to the Ann Wigmore
Yeah, he did train
Institute?
with Ann Wigmore.
Okay. Because I
Yeah.
have a friend that
And
trained
Hippocrates.
with her.
He also had
Yes,
been
yes, yes.
trained Hippocrates, right?
Hippocrates.
And he was a research and restorative health clinic.
Mm-hmm.
So he researched everything that he did. So,
Oh,
using
wow.
your black field blood studies to find out, what you've been exposed to, how much heavy metals. Have you ever had that, a black field?
No, I've never even heard of this. Black field
Yeah, black
blood
field blood
studies?
study. Yeah.
I got to write that down. Okay. Who does that? You have to go to a special lab?
Yeah, because what they're doing is they're testing the blood live. So you prick your
Okay.
finger, it goes underneath the microscope, it comes up on the computer, and you see
Yeah.
it live. You can see how much exposure you've had to parasites, heavy metals, to different toxin poisons,
Huh.
if your cells are healthy.
So I'm curious about something because I was just speaking to somebody today who said that he had to do some detoxing from heavy metals and he believed they were heavy metals in his brain, but he
Hmm.
said you couldn't detect that from a blood test. What do you know about that?
Because it's fascinating.
Oh, it's absolutely amazing.
It-
I'm riveted.
it's fascinating because I can actually show you blood workup. All right.
Want me to make it so you can share
Give
your
me,
screen?
let me just send it to your phone.
Okay, let's see. Okay, it says Lori blood work.
So I
You want
don't
me to
have,
show?
yeah.
Holy mackerel. Okay, so the first one. So what am I seeing in this picture?
Okay. So my daughter died of cancer,
Oh,
and that is amyloid. That's a sticky protein that is in the junk foods, popcorn, the
yeah,
microwave
especially
popcorn.
seed oils too, right?
Yes. And she happened to die of amyloid. So that is an amyloid protein. It looks like a ribbon, a string in the blood.
Oh my
Now, when you look
gosh.
at the first, if you look at the first one, right,
Okay.
it's a chain and they're sticky. They're not supposed to look that way. They're not supposed to be collective.
So in this picture, is this the same one that you've got?
Yeah. So,
What are we looking at here?
so
Blood cells?
those are the red blood cells.
Okay, and they're not supposed to be clumpy like that?
No,
They're
no,
supposed to be like little circles, right?
little circles. Yes, this is
Okay.
much a better picture.
Oh, okay.
Be separated. When you drink the seed milk,
Right.
your cells go into individual circles.
Okay. So this is the opposite of that, correct?
Correct. Correct. And when
Oof.
we're not doing well or we're not
Right.
eating properly, those are all sticky.
So they're supposed to look like this?
They're supposed to be nice and individualized. Yes.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. So when you start drinking the seed milk, they go back to the way they're
They go
supposed to.
back to the way they're supposed to.
So if your daughter had gotten the seed milk, do you think that
She
would
had
have
been doing
reversed
the
things?
seed milk, but what she was a
Oh,
full-time midwife.
yeah.
And so your sleep and the food you eat and all of that comes into play.
Okay.
And And what we didn't know is that there's somewhere in our family chain that we have a tendency to amyloid,
Oh,
to the sticky proteins somewhere in our
gosh.
genes somewhere.
And you didn't know that she had that
We
condition?
didn't know she had that.
Oh, wow.
And then when it was discovered, ultimately she passed away in October of 21
Oh, I'm sorry.
from that. But
Yeah.
because we were doing the seed milk, the avocado soup, alternative health products from Europe and stuff, she was first diagnosed with a different blood disease, a
Okay.
different blood cancer. That was removed
Oh,
because she wasn't responding like everybody else.
huh.
It's a big name you would recognize, but I lost it.
Okay.
But so that diagnosis was removed, but the amyloidosis wasn't.
So you knew she had this amyloidosis?
We didn't know that
No,
at
you didn't
first.
know that at first.
So
Okay.
they had treated her for the one cancer, right?
Yep.
All of the cancer treatments that are out there. They had treated
Yep.
her for that. It would kill her immediately
Eek.
because it would have been the wrong, plain and
Protocol.
simple.
Yeah.
And so we just did an alternative health journey
Yeah.
because I knew from my own personal experience that the Western medicine wasn't looking for cause.
Exactly. Exactly. Which is my big frustration with Western medicine and the over reliance on pharmaceuticals. And yeah, we could go down that whole rabbit hole
Yeah.
very quickly.
So when you come back to coach at the cellular level, you're asking,
Yes.
what does this little cell need?
Right.
It
Right.
doesn't matter what cell it is.
Correct.
It's just the
Yep.
fact that if you nurture each cell with what God created it to be nurtured with,
Right.
it's going to duplicate and stay in a repair.
So is this seed milk something that we should all be drinking on a daily basis?
Yeah. At least
Okay.
once a day.
At least once a day. And then the
And there's
avocado
seasons
soup?
of time. It's like for me, right?
Yeah.
I drank it every day for 9.5 years straight
Wow.
and made it by hand
Yeah.
because I didn't have the knowledge base. So remember I told you about separating the liquid from the pulp?
Yes.
I use the Omega VRT 350. Once you've blended it and it looks like an ice cream smoothie,
Right.
you pour that liquid into this juicer that separates the liquid from the pulp
Oh,
and you drink it right away within
okay.
15 minutes. So it's within minutes you're able to, blend it for 30 seconds, pour it in. It's a slow press, separating liquid from the pulp,
Yep.
and then you drink it.
So you can't just like put it through a cheesecloth.
You can if you don't have anything else. For
But if
the
you have a
first,
juicer, you can just put the pulp into the juicer and let that juicer
you can just
squeeze
pour
it
that
through.
liquid in and it separates liquid from the pulp.
Interesting. So you have to drink it within 15 minutes though, so you
Yes.
can't just store it in the refrigerator and
No,
sip
you
it
can
throughout the day.
store the seeds. So you can make like I had a large family. So we would make a big batch
Yep.
and you can take sections out, make it fresh. But those seeds can stay in the
Oh,
refrigerator for up to 3 days.
okay.
And after 3 days, they start to spoil.
Gotcha. So within 3 days, you can take sections and squeeze it out to make your drink and
Correct.
drink it within 15 minutes. Okay, got
Yeah,
it.
but once you put it in the Vitamix and blend it, you
You
must
gotta drink
use
it.
it. Yeah,
Okay.
must
And
use it.
then the avocado soup, what does that do for you?
The avocado soup, of course, avocado is good for you, right?
Yes.
So it is another additional living food type thing. So
Okay.
you would put garlic, you would put whatever herb flavors you'd like.
Yep.
You'd put a orange or a yellow pepper,
Huh.
take off
Okay.
the pepper in. You would take handfuls of different sprouts, broccoli sprouts, alfalfa sprouts,
Oh,
whatever. So you have living food there. You put
okay.
kale, you could put zucchini in or spinach or, other
Sprouts
vegetables.
of these things or the actual vegetable?
the actual vegetable, but
Okay.
preferably if you have more sprouts,
Okay.
you just keep adding the sprouts.
Okay.
So once you blend that, you blend it together,
Yep.
it makes like a green liquid.
Yep.
You add the avocados, one, two, three, depending how thick you want it.
Okay.
And sometimes you can see the electrical charge across the top.
Really?
And then you scoop it in and you would drink it. And you could use a garnet sweet potato and cut them into small slices, and that could be a chip to eat with it. Because one of the things between the seed milk and the avocado soup, there's no crunch.
Okay.
And you'll miss the crunch part, right?
Okay.
Some
And the sweet potato is
just
cooked
raw and sliced.
raw.
Oh, it's delicious.
Really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
it's very good for you too. Or you can use celery sticks and
Yeah, I like celery.
carrots or whatever.
Okay.
But it looks like guacamole.
Oh, nice.
And you can put lime or lemon in there as well,
Okay.
so it doesn't oxidize quickly.
Okay. And what about salt? Can you put any salt in it?
Well, we use dulse.
Oh, okay. So that's a
Dulse is much
seaweed that
better.
has a salty flavor.
It has a salty flavor, but it has 3 times the potassium and
Oh,
1% sodium.
okay.
So
Because
it's
we
hard.
actually have a potassium water softener
Oh, do
that
you?
we use instead of the salt one that's much cheaper. We pay the extra for the potassium pellets. So I think we get a pretty good amount of potassium in our drinking water.
Yeah. So I have a food grade hydrogen peroxide water filtration system in our house.
Wow.
But the point is that the raw food
Yep.
itself has other components that
Right.
helps with this health restoration.
Yep.
And also it helps with your heart health and everything else.
Right. Wow. This
So
is amazing,
that's
Carol.
what I lived on, because the difference is these cells are satisfied
Right. So
because
you feel
they have
full.
gotten cellular food.
Right.
So they're not
So
screaming.
I know there's a product at the health food store that's like a cellular food drop. Do you know anything about that?
The drops themselves,
They can't be alive, right?
they're no, they're not, it's not live, but it is trying to provide a nutrient to the cells.
Yeah.
It's not to the scope in which you can survive on,
Right.
right? We're
Wow.
looking at and how to restore. So in 3 days, somebody who has a blood sugar issue
Yep.
and they start doing the seed milk, their blood sugar normalizes within 3 days.
Wow. So what about a type 1 diabetic?
Yeah, they need to do the seed milk. Their numbers are much better.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to take your cue. What's the story behind the story?
Well, the big part was that I was given up for dead, and I had to change associations
Mm.
to get the right information.
So what does that
People are
mean?
afraid to change associations and look through the eyes of these other professionals,
Okay.
the chiropractors, the, Chinese
Naturopaths.
medicine, all that.
Yep,
All of those, they have wisdom and understanding in the
for
body
sure.
that was not taught specifically in the Western medicine.
Right. These are all ancient systems, whether it's Ayurveda
Yeah,
or Chinese medicine or any of the different
they've lasted
alternative,
the
what's
test of
considered
time.
alternatives. Say it
Yeah,
again.
they've
Yes, they've
lasted the
lasted through
test of
test of
time.
time for sure. And I think one of the things that it does that's different than Western medicine, as we were talking about earlier, is Western medicine basically treats the symptoms, doesn't really look for the cause. And these other systems, which is why I'm so drawn to them, is looking at what is causing this issue and how do we address that? Because we don't want to just take a pill to mask the symptoms and still have whatever it is going on in our bodies. So I'm fascinated by this. I'm definitely going to start making seed milk and
So
probably avocado soup at the same time.
it's really good. And so when I'm coaching somebody with the seed milk, right? Because you can do a third of it, a third, a third, all the way across.
What does that
Okay.
mean? A third, a third, a third. Oh, you mean like
Of the
don't be
seed,
heavy on the flax. You can do
right.
a more balanced. Okay.
You could.
Or wouldn't it be a quarter and a quarter because they're four seeds?
Right. You
Okay.
could do
So
that.
you can do a balanced mix as opposed to a flax rich
Right.
mix.
Now, if you have somebody who has a brain memory issue,
Yeah.
when you're separating the liquid from the pulp, you want to add 1 to 4 tablespoons of fresh pressed coconut oil
Oh,
because it helps with the brain.
okay. So that's like MCT oil for the brain, isn't it?
I forgot the
Mono
word
some.
that it's called.
I know that comes from coconut oil.
So that's a big deal. For people who have real problems with their brain issues,
Yep.
then get regular breast milk and drink regular breast milk because the
Wow.
lactating mom, the whole goal is to help the baby's brain development.
Okay.
Cow's milk is to create bone and muscle strength.
I see.
And with creation therapy, seed milk,
Yep.
it is for the cellular development.
Wow. So if somebody wants more information on creation therapy and all the stuff that you've been talking about, where do they find it?
I don't have it publicly anymore. I used to, and
Okay.
I would sell the training because I was redoing it. So they can reach out to me and
Okay.
they can reach seedmilk@gmail. And
Seedmilk@gmail.com. That's
correct,
your email. Okay.
correct. And they can text me by phone because if their phone number is not in my phone, it'll just go to spam. But if they
Okay.
text me at 224-623-2171,
Yep.
I do private and group training and coaching
Oh, cool.
for that
Okay.
as well.
Awesome.
And now once you start experiencing the seed milk, and you don't need a lot to start to feel better
Oh, okay.
because it's going within 15 minutes, every
Right.
cell in the body's getting it.
Right. So if somebody were just starting, how quickly do you think they might notice a difference?
They can start noticing a difference within a week or two.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Nice. Cool.
yeah. And if it's
So,
a real health challenge, it takes a little longer, but then there's
yeah,
other things going on.
right.
Have they done a parasitic cleanse? But the thing with cleansing and detoxing is the different organs you've got to take care of, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've got to clean out your colon.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not being reabsorbed. You've got to take care of that liver and the kidneys. You have to come by layers.
So were you taught that you're supposed to do cleanses first, like detox all the organs first before you start the
It
seed
will
milk?
automatically start to happen,
Okay,
but
so by taking the seed milk, it starts happening.
it does start happening. So
Okay.
I had a specialist who does colonics,
Yep.
and she could tell on the colonics who was actually doing the seed milk and who wasn't, how supple and pink and reparatively restore. You restore the
Wow.
stomach within 24 hours when you start it.
Wow, that's remarkable.
And the colon in that is just a few days. It
So
starts
if you're
to heat
doing
up.
the seed milks, do you have to do colonics and detoxes
The
and whatnot?
colonics are just there to help you remove the parasites and the waste quicker.
Okay, but you would eventually discharge that through your
It's
system if you're not really up for
mhm.
doing colonics and all that stuff.
It's faster and you can see the results.
Right. So if you have a real challenge going on with your health, it might be worth doing that.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Because you don't want all this stuff being reabsorbed for your liver to have to refilter again and again and again.
Right.
When people are having a real issue and they need to have more regenerative blood layers, for
Yeah.
example, juicing wheatgrass and injecting it through your rectum and holding it there, your liver sees them as red blood cells.
Oh, wow.
And you taste it instantly on your tongue as soon as you inject it because they're attached one to the one.
I
They're
remember years ago drinking wheatgrass, and I remember it made me feel a little nauseous. Is
correct.
that normal?
Detoxing, yes.
Okay.
So others will just rectally inject it. And you just hold it until you feel comfortable and you release it.
Wow. But you can also drink it.
You can drink it. Then you're going through the digestive tract,
Right.
right? The acids in
Wow,
your
there's so
stomach.
much to know. I feel like I need to bring you back for another conversation.
Yes, I'd be happy to do that.
That's
Yes,
fascinating.
yeah.
So, what is something that I haven't asked you that I should ask you?
I guess the question is there hope when people have a health challenge?
Oh, that's a good one. Yes.
And I have my fingers into all sorts of stuff all over the world. There are amazing people
Yeah.
who have little tips and tools, right? Not every one thing is the
Yep.
specific one. But when you add, a little of this,
Yeah.
that into the batter,
Right.
we have a better way of taking care of each other and
Yes.
supporting each other. There was a film released years ago in Channel 11 about all these types of different healing techniques around the world. And I
Mm-hmm.
have a friend who she didn't think they weren't all Christian. And I'm like, there
Huh.
was this one Indian guy, he's an old guy, he had huge acres of property. And every morning he would go and gather up all these healing properties of different faunas and floras on his
Okay.
land.
Yep.
And he had huge tables, and all these things were spread out on a table, and there was a mass of people lined up. And he would look at them and he'd tell his assistants they need this, this, this,
Wow. Just
and
by
they'd go
looking.
home.
And was he looking at their eyes, their skin,
He
all
would look
kinds of
at
different things?
stick out their tongue, look at their eyes,
Right, right.
their hands, everything.
Yeah.
And then he
Wow.
would diagnose, and he would,
Oh my gosh, that's
fascinating.
amazing.
There's a gentleman in Boston. His name is Tom Tam. He's known all over the world, and he has acupuncture without needles. It's called Tong Ren. It's TONGREN
Yep.
station.com.
Okay.
His technique is taught in all of the medical schools in Italy. He's gotten
Wow.
awards from the government. He's taught from Russia to China to South America to all over.
Oh,
And
nice.
knowing the bioelectrical charge in the body.
Yep.
So if you understand the Western medicine diagnosis, the acupuncture, the chiropractic, and how the body works, right?
Right.
And people can get free sessions every day
No kidding.
from him.
Wow.
A
Remarkable.
community. So I am a tongue run practitioner. And so you take the acupuncture dial, and there's different points on the dial.
Yep.
And when you know that somebody's sick, and if you know where the blockage is,
Right.
you can intentionally either tap on the blockage
Mm-hmm.
to help open up and release the energy that's blocked.
Right.
This little toddler came in and he was all curled up in a ball. These parents had been all over the world trying to get their kid to be able to do anything but sit in this fetal position.
Oh, wow.
And they came, and Tom looked at the baby and says, "Oh, baby sleeping." And he went and just put a few acupuncture points in, tapped on the doll. The kid woke up and was perfectly fine
From that point forward?
from that point forward.
That's remarkable.
So we have the anti-cancer classes and all of that. So we can help people relieve their pain.
Yep.
If they're in a lot of pain or they're having a reaction or whatever,
Yep.
we can lower blood pressure.
Wow.
So there's a lot of
Incredible.
techniques that are complementary
Right.
that people don't have to be afraid of. It's just that our intuitive sides were discouraged. They were
Yes.
discouraged. So when instincts would say, "Oh, we should do this or that,"
Right.
right? And then the medical pharmaceuticals, when they knew that they could start making drugs out of the oil industry,
Yeah.
and they removed the nutritional side,
Right.
right? All of these other things,
Yep.
people were at a disadvantage.
Right.
And I think the beautiful thing now is that people are learning that they have options
Yes. And therefore power.
and therefore
I
power.
mean, that's really at the essence of why I teach people how to eliminate toxins from their food and their homes and their lives and embrace holistic health for that very reason that those are the things we have control over. And we need to feel like we have the power to take our health back.
Yep.
Yeah.
The average newborn has over 260 toxic chemicals in the cord blood at the time of birth.
Oh my word.
The kids are already at a disadvantage
Right. Just getting out of the gate, so to speak.
just getting out of the gate. And then there's
Right.
so many layers of toxins on
Right.
top.
Trust the experts, trust the science and all that sort of thing.
And instead, we have to be able to empower each other to
Absolutely.
listen to our intuitive side
Agreed.
because it won't lie to you.
Right. So, Carol, once again, how do people reach you? Do you prefer text or email?
I actually prefer text.
Okay, so
So
say your number again.
224-623-2171.
Okay, awesome.
And
You
then,
have a free gift for the listeners?
yes, I'll send a free report. Why are we going to have foods with bioelectrical charge? Why are we going to do that? There's a free
Okay,
report and it helps you understand, right?
yeah.
And then,
And is that something that I can link into the show notes?
yes,
Okay,
yes, I
great.
can send it to you. And
Perfect.
that'd be wonderful. And, you know, I just want the world a better place than what we've had.
Agreed. And it sounds like you are doing a lot to make it better. So thank you for all of that. And
Thank
what an
you.
amazing journey.
Thank you for the opportunity to talk to you and get to know you better.
Absolutely. My pleasure. And I think I will bring you back.
Thank you.
All right. Well,
All
bye
right.
for now.
Bye.